What up? So I'm back from Colombia. I just got back in yesterday. And I was having a conversation with this brother that I met in Colombia. And something that I had been thinking about for a very long time, not a very long time, but it's just a realization that came up, was the fact that I don't think that black people can survive in a capitalist social construct. If we review the beginnings of capitalism, which was based on the enslavement of African people. Capitalism, in essence, is you get the most money from doing the least amount of work. So, with the enslavement of African people and colonization of African countries, you were able to have this massive workforce who did not earn anything for hundreds of years, and if they did earn anything, it was very little. This transfer of wealth enriched European countries and people. Whether you are a rich white person now or whatever, this transfer allowed African people, or did not allow African people to secure their own wealth and earn their own money. And this is the reason why African people the world over, see, when I went to Colombia, I've gone outside of this country about 5 different times. And every time I go out of this country, when I live in this country, I see the conditions of African people. People want to know why the world over African people are poor, discriminated against, racist. African people cannot exist, cannot survive within a capitalist system. Now, I know there's some black people who believe in capitalism, and capitalism is the way to see ourselves out of our condition. However, by the very nature of capitalism, let's just say tomorrow black people became the majority in the world and we took over the capitalist system and we were like, okay, we're going to be better capitalists. It doesn't work like that. If you believe that you are going to define somebody's amount that they're going to work for, and then the amount that you're going to pay them, you want to make money, you want to make profit, and the way that you're going to make the most profit is by paying the worker as little as you could possibly do, legally or illegally. This is the very nature of capitalism. If you don't believe in that, then you're not a capitalist. If you believe in distributing the wealth evenly or close to evenly, you're not a capitalist. So when you think about the condition of African people everywhere and you see the poverty, this is not something that just happened. It's not like we can't work hard enough or do more. Because when I was talking to the brother, he was like, you know, why is it that black people in America, and he's American, black people in America, why do we feel the need to, why are they not, why don't they want more? Why don't they see the condition and see the repetition that's been happening over and over and over again and realize that I'm just done, let's do something different? Why not? And I said, well, there were successful black towns and black communities. There were successful, wealthy black towns. But what happens when black people get together and try to work for positive change in their communities? They are sought out by this system, labeled as terrorists, obliterated, murdered, sectioned off. Anytime that we try to work for progressive change in our community, time and time again, we are attacked as a people within the capitalist structure because black people have no other reason to exist within this current economy outside of being workers. If you are not working to provide wealth to people at the top, right? And top, I mean financial top, not the top of being better than anybody else with the financial top, then you have no reason to be here. This is why black communities remain the poorest. This is why there's no money coming into the black communities, because they don't want to economically develop or make our communities better. Nobody wants to do that for us. And if we continue to think that electing politicians and government officials is going to make our communities better, you are sadly mistaken. Look at our history. There's always been a black leader, a black government official, somebody who represents us supposedly in an officiate position, and nothing has ever changed. Black people cannot exist in a capitalist economy, ever, 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 ever. And since our induction, since the creation of the enslavement and colonization of African people, we have never been right, never been right, never been right, never been successful, never, 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 never. When we were for ourselves and worked with each other and cared about the community, socialized with each other and knew what we had to do, we were better. That's not capitalism. One person out of 1 million that makes money does not make a system better. Because black people were used to begin capitalism as slaves and oppressed colonized people, our position has always been at the bottom and as workers. Our value has always been as workers for the people with money. This is capitalism. Since that, we have never, never been able to succeed. Never. And I mean, as scores of African people around the world, if we adopt capitalism as our own, it will never work. We become them. It will never work. It's time to think of something else.